So again, we had a baby screaming over there, and we had to move. No, we had a baby screaming. Come on, don't do that to me. People know me. Yeah, we're married. Remember? So, okay. So you were saying, I was asking, how about the money? Where did you get money from? And is this sport, so to speak, expensive? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's definitely expensive. You know, you can't hold. I mean, at some point you can't hold a job, and you know, if you've had family, I mean, everything just falls apart. And,
so you told me at some point that if you're a crystal meth consumer. Consumer, is that? No, not consumer. User, yeah.
User, yeah.
Okay, see, I don't know the terminology. You're losing sleep, right? This is what you tell me. For how bad, for how long, and how do you finally get some sleep? Not you, but you know, one who's into that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that it's a major stimulant, you know, so it's going to keep you up for, you know, some people would be up for days, week, you know, and you lose track of time. So half the time, you know, people don't know how long they've been up, and you know, eventually your body just crashes to a point.
One addict would have a, let's say, a high right now, a fix or whatever you call it, and then for like 2, 3, 4 days he's not going to sleep. In the meantime, he's getting more, or in the meantime he's just waiting for him to crash, for the body to...
I mean, usually people they're running around. You're kind of just, I guess, spinning in a sense, like doing stuff mindlessly, but in your mind it feels like you're being productive, you know?
Oh, okay.
So you're like...
It makes sense.
Yeah, in your mind it makes sense. And it's like hard to explain, but yeah, I mean, you're...
When did you reach the point when you decided that you have to get your life together and to become the amazing woman you are today?
You know, I even through all of that, I even would tell other people, like, I'm not going to do this forever. Like, eventually, when I'm done, I'm going to be done, and I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to go make something of myself. Because I always knew in my heart of hearts, like, this is not Callie. Like, this is what I'm doing now because for whatever reason I'm doing it. But I knew that I had too many talents and too many things that would go to waste if I didn't eventually stop. All of a sudden realized what was going on, and I knew that they didn't like kidnap me, but I knew I was in a bad situation, and then I was either not going to make it out alive, or I needed to get out of there. And so I found a way to get out of there.
Was it difficult for you to withdraw from this life and from, you know, your body getting used with alcohol and meth and whatever you were doing? Was it difficult for you? Was it painful?
Not like physically,
mentally?
Like physically, no. I mean, thank God, because I know for a lot of people that's not the case. But for me, physically, it wasn't hard. Mentally, it was definitely a struggle. It took me a good couple of years to feel like normal, just normal.
So it's not just the chemical addiction, it's also the entourage and the friendship and the relationship that you're developing over the years that can hold you in a situation, not just the chemistry.
Not just, for me, no, it's definitely the people. And that's as far as like recovery goes for people, that's the biggest thing. That's the hugest thing that draws people back is, the substance, but it's the people and the lifestyle and your circle. It's really hard to leave that. But thankfully, in my case, I mean, I pulled away from it, and then some of the most important people to me in that lifestyle it's been many more years, but they have all now pulled out of it. And so I've gotten to see some of them and reconnect with them and see that they've pulled out of it, and that's been pretty cool.
So when I heard this from you, about you, I was like, she's just full of honestly. I cannot believe that such a wonderful person was into this kind of for so many years. And then you told me about some episodes with in and out of jail quite a few times.
I mean,
what were you doing in jail?
Well, when I was young and I was I was, a teenager. I got pulled over. But I shouldn't have been driving because I was drunk, and I had gotten pulled over, and so I got a DUI when I was real young, like 16, and that started the ball rolling, because then I was in trouble, then I was, on probation, and that didn't it didn't stop me from doing what I was doing. I continued, and so then it just snowballed. So I would get in trouble because I was on probation, and then,
Okay. Can you tell me how you found God? Was immediately when you withdraw from the gang, so to speak, and from the drugs, or a little bit later after you got married and have kids? And
I would say, I was raised in a Christian home, so I always had that foundation from the time I was a kid. Like, I never really felt like I left God. Like, I knew He was always there, even when I was at my worst. I always knew, and I would even pray, I would pray, that if He could just flip a switch for me, and then I would just be done with that and move on, that would be great. And that's kind of how it happened, thank God,
So yeah, your prayers were heard.
Yeah, so I always, I wouldn't say that yes, people would say, well, I was doing all these bad things, so I had left God, but I hadn't, and He hadn't left me. Even when I was in jail, though, those were some of the most spiritual times that I had, because you're there, and you're alone and alone with God, so.
How was for you to, I never asked the question, and we're friends, we're talking all kinds of stuff every single day on the phone. By the way, guys, we're every single day on the phone. How was it for you to perform this role? What was happening in your mind, in your soul, within you when you were performing the role, when you were training, when you were on stage with me, complete darkness, and we were dancing and acting like we were in a void? Mm-hmm. That solitude. Well, how did you, because you perform brilliant. It's haunting to watch you, and
how was it for me in
to
that
be
lifestyle,
the poison?
or how was it for me to play the role?
We're talking about the
Just
video
the
clip. Yeah. You were so
was
natural.
Fine. Because again, you and I have talked. I love the arts, and I'm fulfilled by those things, and not because I'm fulfilled by playing this poison, but to be able to really dive into something like that, and
is this like a drug to you too?
I would say, yeah. I hate to say that, but it is. It's but I'm feeling that real person that that Callie and who I am. I'm good in the arts, and
you are, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would say it's kind of like a drug, and so that's odd to say, but it didn't scare me. It didn't give me weird feelings to play that role, and I think because I've come from that, and I've understand where those things come from, and I've come out of it, it doesn't scare me. I don't know. I found myself, I finally have found myself, and I'm comfortable in my skin, so.
Friends, we're just hoping this is going to be helpful for a lot of people who are going into that. Like I said, it might be the one-way ticket, so be careful out there. Keep in touch. We're going to come out soon with new stuff about making of the video, dancing,
all the fun parts.
All the fun parts.
Yeah.
Callie being like 4
Creepy.
or 5 different poisons and creepy and so on. The fun parts. Take care. Bye.